if you'd be so kind. I do hope you've had a chance to dig into some of the wonderful catering that's on offer. Could I ask you to show your appreciation please for Donnie McLeod and DM Catering. Wonderful. Again this afternoon. And the next there's a little bit of space. There's a little bit of space further forward. If you do want to come a little bit further forward, folks, you've got. Well, we're moving on shortly to the first part of your team of the century. So if you do want to make yourselves comfortable, there's one or two more faces. One or two more faces are in. Fred Mills in, a former captain of yesteryear. And also Tommy McGilvray, known as the Cat. Tommy's in as well. And Neil McKinnon was a winger from as far back as the 1930s. Age of 92, a very warm welcome to Neil McKinnon. And also, so Harry McFadden must have sneaked in early. Harry, good afternoon to you, sir. Wonderful to see you as always. Formerly a flying fullback. And of course we mentioned Innes MacDonald and George Welsh, but I'm delighted to see you. Unfortunately it was after I'd sat down earlier on, but the captain of the league winning side, Dave Cochrane's here this afternoon. Dave, good afternoon to you, sir. And I know Ian Gibson's not with us, but he was over from Australia and made the book launch. One or two more. Charlie Kennedy's here this afternoon. I know Charlie's amongst us here. One or two for the more modern here. Ricky Fraser, Stevie Mackay's here. And some of the guys from behind the scenes, John McNeil and Sandy Finlayson. Good afternoon to one and all. And of course many wonderful players have worn the county shirt during the first 100 years of Highland League football here in Nairn, and we have our team of the century, always subjective, and I'm going to invite now one of our co-authors of the centenary book and the gentleman behind the team of the century to explain your voting process. Please welcome to the stage Graham McLeod.
It's a privilege to be here this afternoon among so many Highland League legends and Ian Thane. But credit to Thano, thank you very much to Thano for coming through this afternoon. You mentioned earlier he's an Nairn boy through and through. His career outside of football took him east after leaving school, and he had many trophy-laden years with Keith, Inverurie Locos and Cove Rangers. So we just have a big hand for the one who got away, Mr. Ian Thane. Now for the team of the century, we asked the supporters back in December of last year for nominations through the Facebook page and the Matchday programme. At the February meeting of the supporters, that list was whittled down to a final 40. The 40 names were put on a voting paper, and the voting paper were distributed at home games here in the Legion, at the Westerly and at Uncle Bob's. I'd just like a big hand for those three fine licensed establishments for all their help with this as well. We set the rules in stone before we started. We had much debate about a formation and we went with the standard 4-4-2. So from the list we asked everyone to select one goalkeeper, 4 defenders, 4 midfielders and 2 strikers, and then obviously 1 goalkeeper, 4 defenders, 4 midfielders and 2 strikers with the most votes are going to make up the team. We then selected 5 substitutes. We decided to go with the 1 goalkeeper left over with the most votes, the 1 defender left over with the most votes, the midfielder and striker left over with the most votes to make up the first 4 subs, And then the 5th sub is the overall player who still had remaining from that still had the most votes. It was a fantastic response from the Nairn County support as ever. As expected, the fans got behind the whole thing. It caused much debate, as I'm sure you can imagine. And we put together, we've got some salvers made up for the 11 players who are going to make up the team. Just now we're going to announce the goalkeeper and 4 defenders, and I'd like to invite Ian back up onto the stage to open the envelope which contains the names of the 1 goalkeeper and 4 defenders who are going to make up the team. If your name's read out, I'd like to invite you up to the stage, or up to the front should I say here, to collect the salver that I'll present to you. Over to Ian.
Thank you, Graham. Thank you again. I can tell you hand on heart, I've got no idea what are in these envelopes, but I'll soon find out. Firstly, the nominations for the goalkeeper are Kenny McKenzie, Richard Konzak, and Billy Nielsen, better known as Canyon. Ladies and gentlemen, the first name on the team sheet in Nairn County's Team of the Century. He was the only man to play in every game during the 1975-76 championship winning season. It's Richard Konzak! Three wonderful candidates, I'm sure you'd agree. And there really could only be one winner. Once again, Mr. Richard Konzak. Now, as Graham's mentioned, we have 4 defenders to select, and the nominations for those 4: George Mackay, Jimmy Folan, Alec Young, Andy Cadenhead, Harry McFadden, Sammy Forsyth, Brian Darby, Robin Mitchell, Dave Cochran, Stephen Mackay, David McDonald, and Martin McDonald. Big hand for all our defenders nominated. The first of our 4 defenders in Nairn County's Team of the Century, the gentleman who won the qualifying cup in 1968 and the championship in 75-76 during an 11-year spell at Station Park. It is, of course, Harry McFadden. Once again, Harry McFadden. left-hand side of the defence, opposite side from Harry, is a 3-time Highland League champion who won the second of his title medals during his time with Nairn County. Unfortunately, he can't be with us this afternoon, but the left-sided defender, the left-sided fullback in Nairn County's Team of the Century is Sammy Forsyth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the heart of the defence in our Team of the Century is a man who won 2 North of Scotland Cups, the Highland League Cup and the Qualifying Cup in the 1960s, as well as being a long-time captain of the club. It is, of course, Andy Cadenhead. And he will really get a little word with me. Get a little word with you, sir. Congratulations. Wonderful times at Nairn County. Trophies galore. Any special ones that just stick out from that day?
Well, the year we didn't win the league.
Cassie won all those trophies. He's going to tell us about the one he didn't win.
The best football team never to win it.
Cheers, that then.
64, 65. Clark beat us 4-1. To win 2 games, Clark and Cali. Clark at home and Cali away. And thrashed 4-1 at Station Park by Clark. Thumped Cali at Telford Street.
An opportunity lost, but a trophy-laden career. Andy Cadenhead, ladies and gentlemen. Final selection in this first part of our Team of the Century announcements. And to partner Andy at centre half in your Team of the Century. He is indeed the defender who received the most votes in your Team of the Century selection. Received the most votes from the defenders in your Team of the Century selection. He was, of course, the Captain Colossus of the 1975-76 Championship winning team, Dave Cochran! Now, David, we can't let you slip away there, David. I think the first and so far only Nairn County captain to lift the Highland League Championship. It's going back some years. David, what do you remember firstly about that night at Borough Briggs that the championship came to Station Park?
I know Carol will not appreciate it, but I think Perno and Coke. Sorry. I also remember a lot of fans, people are dead, people are here today. Wonderful night. I hope, mind you, we'll never win it the way we win it. It'll never happen. But there'll be a time. Thank you, right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the legend that is David Cochran! As Graham's quite rightly highlighted, some wonderful selections there, some wonderful players, obviously amongst those that haven't quite made it into the Team of the Century. But once again, for all our nominations and for all our Team of the Century members thus far, your appreciation please, ladies and gentlemen.